Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As always, thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day here with me today. This video is going to be on overwhelm and kind of how it shows up in my life and kind of a little step-by-step process that I'm starting to use for myself that's pretty effective. It seems to work. And I just thought it'd be cool to share it here in case it benefits anybody else because I've definitely read a lot of books, gone to a lot of events, done a lot of coaching, and it's taken a long time and a lot of money and whatnot to kind of hone things down to a system that works for me. And so I just thought by sharing it, it might help someone. So it looks like I'm reading something, by the way. It's because I jotted down a couple notes, so I'm going to be glancing over to make sure I don't miss anything. Please bear with me. I'm still kind of trying to figure it out in terms of filming and making these videos, what works the best and what doesn't, so I really appreciate your patience. Essentially, I think overwhelm is a feeling that we're all really familiar with. It's just, you're thinking to yourself, I don't know where to start, or there's not enough time, or I don't know how to get there from here. And the kind of overwhelm I'm talking about is the type of overwhelm when you have these really big goals, but you're nowhere near that goal right now, and so you don't know where to start. And that's been coming up a lot for me recently because we're still at the beginning of 2018, and if you're in the personal growth world at all, you probably have done some sort of goal or intention setting. I know I have. Because I have these ideas of where I want to be a year out, 2 years out, even 5 years out in certain cases, it can be really overwhelming to think of in the day-to-day of everyday life. It can be very paralyzing to try to quote-unquote, I guess, figure everything out right now from where we are today. So because there's that gap, that overwhelm starts coming in, and my primary thought is I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start, and so the secondary thought, I hate to say it, is kind of a thought of apathy, where I'm thinking to myself, what's the point, right? I don't know where to start, what's the point? What helps is to really get clear on the next 1 to 3 steps to take, and here's the one caveat for me, they have to be really small. Now, depending on how good you are at this, you can make them 3 pretty significant steps. If you've been doing this technique for a long time, chances are you probably can just focus, be like, I want to do this massive thing first, and then just go do it. But for me, I know if I'm literally in complete apathy and I'm not taking any action, I need to start really small. So I want to tell you here in this video today that no step is too small because, and this is where I'm going to work on the new belief system, and I'd love if you did it with me if overwhelm is something you struggle with. I want to work on the new belief system of small steps create massive change. Again, something we've all probably heard before, but I feel like until we really fully appreciate the truth of the statement, we don't really live by it. So basically, no step is too small. Why? Because if you take one small step and you crush it, you've overcome that initial inertia that existed when you just weren't doing anything, and therefore it was really hard to get yourself going, right? We've all heard you can't go from 0 to 60 instantly. It just won't happen. You can slowly, as if, let's say you're a car that needs to be jump started, you can slowly start pushing it, and then as it gets momentum, it'll start going on its own, right? And that is the magic word here. Momentum. If you do that first step that is so tiny and you crush it, what I've found is that I want to do the next tiny little step, and I crush that too. And next thing I know, it could be only a matter of 20 minutes later, but I'm much further along than I was when I started. And even if I haven't made this massive earth-shattering progress to the eyes of somebody else, in my head, I've broken through that inertia, I've gained momentum, all of a sudden I'm excited and I'm motivated again. So that is kind of the main thing here. If you have the disempowering thought of, I don't know where to start, or what's the point, I don't know how to get there, and then that kind of leads you to this feeling of apathy, and then you're not even acting, you're completely paralyzed, you're taking no action. Get as small as humanly possible and take 1 to 3 of those tiny little steps. And I'm not kidding, you guys can laugh. I mean, sometimes that step for me has been as simple as I know I need to go to this website and I don't know what I need to do once I'm there, right? So I don't even go to the website to begin with. And I literally, a small step could be type in the address into the URL bar. Because chances are, if you're there, something will catch your eye and you'll click a button, and then all of a sudden you'll start getting some answers that you didn't have 5 minutes before. I have multiple times figured things out for myself by just going to a website and starting to click around. And going to the website counts as a baby step. Another example that's, basically directly applicable to this channel right now, there's a lot associated with, putting up, setting up a new blog and creating a YouTube channel and starting to post videos that are somewhat a little bit edited and whatnot. There's a lot that goes into it if you don't know anything about it, right? And I can tell you right now that I have used this technique a lot in the last couple weeks to kind of get myself going. One time where I finally sat down to film a video and kind of got over the initial hump of how do I edit, how do I film, things like that. And I remember sitting down and I was like, I'm just gonna film one video today. Once I had gotten enough momentum going, I filmed 3 videos that day. It was so awesome. That's where the compound effect of momentum is also so important to keep in mind. Please don't think that if I take 3 baby steps, I'm gonna get 3 inches worth of momentum on the other side. I'm gonna make 3 inches worth of progress. That's not true. I set out to film 1 video, I filmed 3. Another example that I'm just reading off of here, I post inspirational quotes on my fitness Instagram sometimes. And there was one day that I was just super inspired and I was like, I wanted to restart doing that because I had let the practice lapse over some period of time. So I was like, I want to restart posting inspirational quotes. I'll just find one. And I'll post it in today's post, right? I ended up finding 8. So it wasn't even like I needed to, for every little bit of effort, it's not a one-to-one output in terms of productivity. What I've found is you start taking those baby steps, you start making exponential progress. So that's something to keep in mind too. So if you do have that disempowering thought of, I don't know where to start, or what's the point in doing this anyway, and you have the corresponding feelings of apathy, and so you're not taking any action at all, try to think to yourself, small steps are super powerful and create so much momentum, and then literally start with the smallest step that you can see yourself doing. I mean, no step is too small, because that's what's really been helping me. And I really think that if you do it in this order and you kind of see, okay, well, this thought is leading to this feeling and that's leading to this action, it really will be so powerful if you start taking small steps and you start seeing, oh, I'm feeling more energized, I'm feeling more inspired all of a sudden, and that means you'll take another action. And those little baby steps will start compounding on themselves. It really is exciting when it happens. So this is just something, a little recipe, if you will, that I'm experimenting with in my own life to combat overwhelm. I hope it helped anyone that might be struggling with it too. As always, thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day with me here today, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye.